What's up, guys? It's your boy Galaxy Worldwide with the Ayeefoopodcast. We're back with it with another, interview for myself. It's going to basically be me talking about the music industry, everything there is to know, some helpful tips and stuff for other artists that are in the thing. So if you're here right now, you know what it is. It's the Ayeefoopodcast. Motion members. This is going to be a new thing we're adding in for all the artists that got that motion. We're going to be adding that motion members little template in there for the video. So that way we know who the hot artist is popping off right now. But if you're here right now, leave a like. Let's do it. Let's get into it. You already know what it is. So starting off, we're going to talk about the rap game itself, like the whole rap music industry. We'll talk about the underground scene, not the higher, labels and all that. Talk about like the underground scene, specifically San Antonio. So recently I had posted on a TikTok, I'll post it right there, about RNFB Mob talking about San Antonio and like basically its artists and how, San Antonio just doesn't show love to its, artists and people who are creatives, which honestly is kind of a true thing. I've seen it a lot recently. Like I know a lot of artists in San Antonio ever since I've been making music, which has been, I want to say, 4.5 years now, and in total when it comes to the rap thing. But as far as like the music and love goes, like not a lot of people in San Antonio show other artists love, especially when it comes to their own music. Like they want to hear Drake or Kendrick Lamar or something that they already listen to rather than a new artist that's coming up trying to do their own thing. And I'm not going to lie, it kind of ruins the flow of San Antonio because it's like there's a lot of artists out there that are talented that actually got this shit in the bag. And I'm not going to name any names, but there's some people out here that are just kind of messing it up for others. Like they're just kind of not really like you can be from, okay, this is going to be a whole different topic in itself, but you can be from San Antonio and make your own sound and do what you got to do and for music, but there's other people who aren't from here that are born from, like, I don't know, let's just say Florida, right? Let's just say you were born in Florida, you were born there and then you moved over here probably when you were, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. So now you're in San Antonio and then you've been here pretty much till recently. So then you say, oh, I was born and raised in San Antonio. Like, you can't really say you were born and raised here. You can say you were raised here, but like you weren't born here. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of artists who construe the fact like, oh yeah, I'm from San Antonio, but they're really from freaking Florida or Colorado or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you claim where you are from. You know what I'm saying? Don't discredit your own city. That's gonna be one thing. Don't discredit your own city. The moment you go and start talking shit about your own city, your own place of where you live, that's when all the people that live there are going to be against you. They're not going to want to listen to your shit. They're not going to want to talk to you. They're not going to want to even engage with you. You're going to lose a lot of benefits, like a lot of bridges, basically. You're going to burn a lot of bridges. That's going to be another topic we talk about. If you start talking shit about your own city, it's not going to help you out, man. Like, the best thing to do is to try and get the people in your city to like mold into your sound, you know what I'm saying? Or like try and get them to like hear you and see you. So that way, if you explode in your own city, it'll be easier to reach out to other cities. But that's the other thing you don't want to do is stick to one city. Like you don't want to just be performing, making music in one city and expect to blow up worldwide all over the place. Like you got to actually make an effort to go to different cities, actually go travel to different places and try and perform over there, try and do this and that. It doesn't even matter if it's a small event. It can be a big event, it can be a small event, it can be a little gathering. It doesn't have to be official, really. As long as you're out there and you have a group of people out there, then that's all that matters, especially if it's new people, new artists, new people that don't know what's going on, but there's an event there, which usually is the case. Like sometimes when you're going out there, sometimes you probably go to the mall, there's a whole ass event going on and you're like, oh damn, like I didn't even know this was going on today. There was a time actually I went to I think it was Ingram or Riverside Mall, and there was like a Comic-Con going on. I did not even know there was so many people. I was like, bro, what the hell? Like I'd never been to a Comic-Con or none of that, so it was crazy to even see so many people. So it's kind of cool to have an unexpected event in a place randomly because you never know who you'll see. You never know the random people that'll be there. Um, Recently, I had held a Comal event at New Braunfels, and I had some artists show out and all that. The vlog is going to be on my YouTube, The Real Galaxy. So if y'all want to go watch that vlog, it's going to be there in the link. Oh my gosh. So, anyways, with that whole thing, like the vlogs and all that, I have different channels for all my stuff. So this podcast is the podcast side, and then I have my original channel. That's with my music videos, my music, and all that. Just so that way we don't confuse the two. But damn, I forgot what I was saying. I lost my note because of this damn cat. Burning bridges is really kind of one of those things that you really just got to watch out for. There's the good kind of burning bridges and the bad kind of burning bridges. So the good kind could be, you know somebody, an acquaintance, right? Let's say somebody's just in your Instagram messages. They message you, you know what I'm saying? They talk to you for a little bit, and you know them for like maybe a couple weeks. After a while, you probably just don't feel the vibe, or you just don't feel like talking to them. You don't want to give them more of your time without not knowing their intentions. Letting people like those go, those are like the good bridges to burn, because like if you don't know who that person is, you don't know what they're gonna do, you don't know what they're capable of, then it's kind of like, well, what's the purpose of having them in your life, especially if it's not like a positive thing. Like there's some people that are your friends, and there's some people that really pretend to be your friend just for whatever their reasons may be. Anybody can have different reasons, but it's really more of like a trickster type of game. Like you just really got to find out like who's with you 100% versus who's not with you, and like you'll tell the difference. You'll be able to tell the difference, bro. Like if you can't tell the difference, then that's probably where you're gonna have problems. Because if you can't tell the difference from who your friend is compared to who's pretending just to ride a wave, you're gonna have to write your friends on a list and literally be like, okay, what do I think about this person? What do I, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't have to do that. It could be a waste of time for all I know. But I'm just saying, there's good people that you can let go of, and then the bad bridges is basically. So this has happened to me before. I've already done this, but you can talk to vendors, people who host, the open mic places, all that, and ask questions and all that, right? It's okay to ask questions. That's what I would think. Yeah, I mean, if you ask questions, you just want to know more info about something. It's not like you're trying to cause any harm. But there's times where you got to kind of stay professional when it comes to talking to certain people. Like you can talk to an original person, like your friend or maybe a coworker, and joke around depending on if they're okay with that. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to vendors and hosts, you got to kind of keep it professional, because in a way they want to know that you're one of like a stable person that can keep a conversation. Not only that, but know what you want out of the whole entire thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to go up to a random vendor and be like, "Oh, yo, can I perform?" Like, no, that's not how you go about things. You kind of want to ask like, "Hey, who's the person that hosts the event around here? Who's hosting the event?" And then once you find out who that person is, be like, "Hey, nice to meet you. My name is so and so." Shake their hand if they're cool with that. Sometimes people don't, they're germaphobes. So, shake their hand, introduce yourself and be like, hey, I do this. I was just wondering if there was any way I could perform. That's a good way to go about it. If you're just, hey, can I perform? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not going to work for you. So, as far as the bad bridges, because I know it's kind of getting off topic, but you don't want to burn those type of bridges with people like that. That's the bad bridges. Like you don't want to go, start a fight with the host. You don't want to go and try and make accusations about people that didn't really happen. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do none of that, because eventually those people will just not talk to you anymore. They just will block you. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? They're there to make money. They're there to make entertainment. So if you're just going to be talking a whole lot of BS, most likely they're not gonna f with you. I'm not gonna say too many cuss words. I'm sorry. There's a lot of interviews I think I've done, and I think I might have cussed a little bit. So trying to calm down on that. So as far as burning bridges go, just know what to burn and what not to burn. That's all I gotta say. Because it's okay to burn bridges. Like it's fine, you know. Sometimes it's gonna happen. Sometimes it happens on its own. Like there's not much you can do about it. But you know, it's really just more or less like, is this a bridge worth burning? If that makes sense. So the next topic we're gonna get to is going to be like your artistry, just your overtime creativity. So when it becomes to being like an artist, whether it be a musician, a painter, a piano player, a guitar player, all of that, you either gonna have to have some sort of creativity or emotional balance. Like you're gonna want to be able to come up with something on the fly, or think about something for a minute to be able to come up with something. If you're not the creative type, that's fine. Not everybody can come up with stuff and, you know, be too creative. I think there was a time in my life where I wasn't really even thinking about creative stuff. I was just chilling, doing me, you know, focusing on materialistic stuff sometimes. Sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes I'd just, you know, go to the parks. Going to parks and stuff is really one of the things like I would really enjoy doing. So that's where I got my creativity from, like just being in nature and shit. Just because when you're in nature, not gonna lie, like you're really just in the moment. Like there's nothing there other than the trees and shit. Like you have a lot of time and moments right there to create something, you know, even if it's just something in your head or a freestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's a creative space for me, and I would think for others too, because I've heard from a lot of other people that, oh, you know, going to the forest and reading a book, or going to the forest and, you know, toking up, you know, it's a vibe, and it really is. So whatever gets you in your creative flow, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like don't stop yourself from creating, because the worst thing you can do is be your worst enemy. You don't want to tell yourself, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to do it, or I don't know if anybody will like it. I don't think anybody will, you know, fuck with me. You never know until you try, bro. Like once you put it out, people gonna see it, and that's just all it is. Like you just got to put it out there, because if you don't put it out there, then you're gonna be stuck in, oh, I wonder, I never know if it'll happen, you know. Like, well, then go ahead and just do it. Like Nike, just do it, bro. Like you just gotta do it. You just can't be stuck in there like, oh, I don't know, you know. So the next thing I'm gonna talk about, because I know I'm going through it, man. I'm going fast with it. Um, I'm gonna be talking about my little merch thing for a little bit before we continue with the whole topics. I do got new stuff we're going on. We got koozies, we got selling, we got hats, we got shirts, we got freaking pants, we got all sorts of shit going on, man. We got a lot of stuff in the making. Not only that, but pretty soon we're gonna be starting hats and all that stuff. So if you're interested, man, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be right there. I'm gonna show you all the pictures, leave a like, you know what I'm saying. If you really want some of that, just message me in the description. My Instagram handle will be in there. So if y'all want to message through the Instagram to see if you want to cop a piece, definitely let me know. We'll have a website out pretty soon. I'm just working on it still. It's a whole lot to make a website. So yeah. Anyways, on to the next. So the next topic is gonna be basically live performances. So there's gonna be times where, as an artist, there's going to be times where you don't perform, because when you first start off, you might not be able to perform. You might not know where to perform. You might not know what to do when it comes to performing. Performing is a whole ass main event. Like, if you really want to think about it as of, you know how when wrestlers go out for WrestleMania and shit, they're pumped up, like they're ready, like that, you feel the energy. And if you're there, if you're like in the whole stadium, you'll feel the energy just from everybody in the room, because of the one person that's going to the freaking ring. You need to have that type of mentality when it comes to going into a live performance. So when there's people in the building, it's okay to be nervous. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have told me, "Oh, I'm nervous," or, you know, I'm really nervous because there's a lot of people out there. There's I feel like there's going to be a lot of eyes on me. Trust me, there will be. Like, there's no other way to really go about it. Yes, there's going to be eyes on you. There might be people filming you with their phone, and they're all like, you know what I'm saying, in your face, trying to film you. That's fine. That's part of the game, bro. Like, and if anything, you're getting more exposure. But the one thing I'm gonna say is, do not be camera shy. If you're camera shy right now, you're just gonna have to record yourself like how I am right now. Like, you're really just gonna have to record yourself, get used to the fact of cameras being in your face. Because when you get famous, that shit's gonna happen. You're gonna have people coming up to you all the fucking time, trying to take pictures, trying to get your autograph, trying to, you know what I'm saying, everything and anything. So, I'm not saying that that happens to everybody, because not all actors or not all celebrities get that type of, which is okay. I'd rather not have that type of shit anyways, because that's just a lot of privacy being invaded type of shit. Whether it's in public or not, it's still crazy. Like, I'm not trying to go to HEB, and then right when I get out of HEB, a fucking flood of people are like, "Oh my god, it's Galaxy! Oh my god, Galaxy! Oh my!" You know what I'm saying? It's just, no. I'm trying to go home, bro. I'm trying to cook this food. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, no. But what I was saying, back to the live performance shit, you want to have that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to perform songs that you know. Like, I know that's kind of be a weird saying to say, but there's a lot of artists out there who nowadays just don't know their own lyrics, bro. Like, I'm gonna say there's some songs that I know from a long time ago that I've made that I kind of need a refresher of the lyrics, because it's been a while. But if you made a song literally like a month ago, or maybe even less than that, and you don't even know your own lyrics, bro, I'm sorry, but you need to write better lyrics, like lyrics that you can actually remember, or lyrics that'll actually hype the crowd up. Because if neither of those work, it's gonna be boring as fuck. Like, I'm not gonna lie, people are just gonna sit there and be like, I don't even know what he's talking about, bro. Like, I don't even know what the vibe of the song is, because I don't know what the fuck he's saying, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've done that. I mean, not I've done it. Not I haven't done it personally. My bad. I've seen it. I've seen it happen, bro. I've seen people rap on a stage, and I don't know what they're saying, dude. And I'll even get closer. I'll even get closer to the stage, and I'm like, okay, did y'all hear what he said? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hear a damn word other than gibberish. Like, it completely ruins the vibe, bro. Like, nobody wants to hear gibberish. And if they do, then there you go. You found your crowd. But you want to sing a song or rap a song that you know the lyrics to, obviously. You know what I'm saying? You want to know, because there's going to be DJs too that, I'm sorry to say, and I'm not saying this is all DJs, but some DJs do not know what the freak they're doing, man. Some of them have either barely starting DJing, or they just don't know how to work their equipment. So sometimes the mic, goes in and out. It might end up making a weird loud sound. You just can't let none of that affect you, bro. Like, sometimes they might cut your mic out. Sometimes, like, because usually whenever there's an open mic or something, usually your music is playing in the background, like your whole vocals and everything, and then your mic, which is on a different audio frequency thing, like, that's its own separate entity. So, you're rapping, you want to try and rap exactly over your lyrics. It's okay to take a breather or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to sing every single word. Not a lot of rappers do. I'm not gonna lie. When you go and watch these Coachella performances and all that, these rappers aren't even rapping the whole song. Some of them are, but some of them are really just, yeah, yeah, okay, pull up on the block, yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? They really just going in and out. So in these type of performances, you kind of want to, like, nail yourself into the coffin. Like, you want to be that nail in the coffin. You want to show these people, like, yes, I can do this. I'm the vibe. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna want me back, because you want to bring people back, and you want people to come back to see you. You don't want them to be like, oh, okay, that was an okay performance, or they didn't really care who you were. You want them to know. You want them to be like, oh, yo, who was that? Who was that on the stage, bro? Because that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? You want to leave a mark, if you want to say it like that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these artists nowadays, they're either too comfortable. Yeah, they're too comfortable in their own zone and stuff. So they're not trying to explore new routes, or they're not trying to, like, do new stuff. Like me, I stay in kind of different lanes, but I kind of like go in between different ones. So I'm like, okay, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this for a little bit. Okay, I might do this. It really just depends on how I feel, but I don't end up doing the same shit all the time, because my shit does change. Like, my feelings do change. I might want to make a sad album compared to the rock album I made the year before. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just switches up. So that way you always get something different. So recently I had reacted to the Carter 6. I think that's what I was getting to when I lost track of what was going on before I cut that part out. The Carter Six. I was reacting to that recently because I hadn't heard it at all, but I heard a lot of people had listened to it. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, it kind of brought me down. Like, it was a disappointment. Like, the album wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. Like, I love Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is an awesome artist. You know what I'm saying? I've listened to him since I was probably in middle school, and that's back when I was listening to like Eminem, 50 Cent, Tupac. You know, a lot of all those other rappers. And the one thing I can say is, like, once you have that fall off, that's like this, because I'm not gonna say it was a fall off, but technically it kind of is, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the only one with the reaction video to Lil Wayne's The Carter Six, and I've watched others, and I'm not gonna lie, they have the same kind of vibe. Like, there's some songs that are, okay, okay, but it's like maybe three, if anything, out of like what I think it was like 16, 17 songs, something like that. I forgot the number of songs it was, but out of all the songs, bro, it was like three of them, and there was like maybe out of the three, there was like one or two that had a features, and that's another thing. Some of these features carried the album, so it's like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know if Lil Wayne thought this album was. I felt like, personally, I felt like it was an album that was pieced together piece by different topics for him. So like, he was like, oh, I had these songs, I just made these songs, let's put these together and call it the Carter Six. I felt like that's what happened. Either that, or he really did plan all of this, and it didn't go as well as he thought it would. But either way, bro, like, that album just was not good, man. Like, when you make an album, you want to make an album that kind of makes an impact, or is at least storytelling, at least comes up with some sort of story. Because there's some albums that actually have a whole, it's basically a book, you know what I'm saying, but in musical, visual form. But sometimes people make albums, and I'm not gonna lie, like I said, Lil Wayne kind of let us down on this one. And if y'all disagree, then you can let me know in the comments. But like, the first song was the intro, and I didn't even know it was the intro, and people were roasting me in the TikTok comments that, oh, it's just an intro, bro, chill. Like, bro, I didn't know it was the intro, and also too, I didn't hear a damn thing he was saying at all. Like, he didn't rap at all in the intro, so it's basically just literally a commercial. But anyways, that's what I got for the whole music scene right now. I wanted to do a little longer video, but I think I'm gonna end up saving them for another day, another rainy day. If you do like and enjoy these videos, leave a like, subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? This is an A-Food podcast. I'm not the only one who's here doing it. I have artists usually with me talking to them, but today I'm just doing another solo dolo. If y'all have any questions about the A-Food podcast, or like about the city or anything like that, everything in the comments, bro. Just throw it all in the comments. Ask away. We can do a Q&A on the next episode. So if y'all have some questions that you want me to answer on the next episode, I definitely will do that, so we can save those comments, pin them or whatever, and then we can put them in the next video. So if you have any comments, leave them in there. If you haven't subscribed yet, you better subscribe, bro, because we're going to have a lot of new stuff coming soon. We're going to have a lot of new shit coming soon, man. Like, new interviews, new videos, whole lot of different shit. So yeah, if you're interested, subscribe. A-Food Podcast, man. Hopefully y'all like and enjoy. And without it, it's Galaxy Worldwide. Peace.